In our increasingly digitized world, the way we do business is changing rapidly. Instead of traditional long-term employment with benefits, many people are choosing to work short-term gigs for pay and flexibility. For some, it's a great side hustle. For others, it's their full-time job. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a gig worker? We did. And we sent our videographer Lily to spend a day in the life of a food delivery driver. Here's what she learned about the gig economy and how technology is changing the way we work. Hey there, I'm one of the hosts of a podcast that explores the business of everyday things. If you're interested in learning more about the inner workings of our digital world, you should definitely check it out. So today we're talking about the gig economy, which is basically any type of work that's short-term or freelance. You might be familiar with the popular websites TaskRabbit or Fiverr, where freelancers can sign up and get paid to do stuff like mounting TVs or recording voiceovers. But in this video, we're focusing specifically on food delivery workers. And if you live in a big city, you've probably seen these guys on the streets. They were usually on bikes or scooters weaving through traffic and often have giant bags slung over their shoulders. The main apps that connect customers with delivery workers are Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. And each one works just a little bit differently. First, let's talk about the customer experience. Let's say you're hungry and you want a burger. So you open up the Uber Eats app and browse your options. Once you find a restaurant you like, you pick your food and put in your address. At this point, the app will tell you how much your meal will cost when it arrives at your door. This price includes the actual cost of the food, the service fee for using the app, and a delivery fee. The service fee goes to the company, Uber Eats in this case, and the delivery fee goes to the delivery person. But wait, why is the price so high? If you order something cheap like a salad but end up paying $12 for it, where does all the money go? Well, here's how it breaks down. The restaurant owner pays a commission to Uber Eats for being listed on their platform. This is a percentage of the cost of the food. Then Uber Eats takes a service fee from the customer, which is also a percentage of the cost of the food. After that, there's the delivery fee, which is based on the distance between the restaurant and your house and can vary depending on the time of day. All of these fees add up to make sure that the restaurant and the delivery person both make money. The delivery person doesn't know the exact amount they'll earn until after the delivery is complete. And that amount depends on several factors like the distance between the restaurant and your house, how much demand there is for drivers at the time, and even the type of vehicle they use. Some apps, like Uber Eats, will pay more for deliveries that require a car rather than a bike, because they're harder to make in a short amount of time. After all that, the app figures out who's closest to your house and sends them your delivery request. Now, in theory, you could be anyone. All you need is a smartphone and a way to transport food. Most people use cars, but you can also use bikes or scooters. Some companies even let you deliver by foot. Once a driver accepts a delivery, they have to pick up the food from the restaurant and bring it to you. And sometimes, this part is easier said than done. Depending on how busy the restaurant is, it could take a while for the driver to get the food. Sometimes they'll have to wait in line with all the other delivery people. Other times they'll have to park illegally because there's no parking available. And sometimes they'll have to walk into the restaurant to get the food themselves. As the driver, you have to balance getting as many deliveries as possible with actually making money. Some drivers try to stay in areas where restaurants are close together, so they do waste time driving. Others try to accept deliveries that are far away from each other so they can earn more money. It's kind of a balancing act. You might be wondering, why would someone want to work as a delivery driver? And it turns out there's a lot of perks to the gig economy. First, there's flexibility. Unlike a traditional job, gigs allow you to choose your own hours. So if you want to drive at 7 a.m. on a Saturday, you can. Or maybe you only want to drive on the weekends. You can do that too. There's no boss telling you what to do. Also, many gig workers aren't considered employees of the company they're working for, meaning they don't pay taxes on their income. On top of that, you get to keep all the tips. So if you do a good job, you can earn extra cash. For some people, this type of flexibility is great because it allows them to work around other jobs or school. For others, it's a way to make extra money on the side. And for some, it's their full-time job. In fact, according to a study by the Future of Work, 23% of millennials and Gen Z make at least half of their income from the gig economy. It sounds pretty great, right? Well, there are downsides to being a gig worker. According to the same study, most gig workers feel isolated and 41% feel burnt out. That's because there's no one looking out for their best interest except for themselves. And there's always pressure to work more in order to earn more money. On top of that, there's not much room for advancement. You're just a number on the app. If you drive for Uber Eats, you don't get better pay or benefits if you drive more, and you're not building loyalty with any company. Each delivery is a new transaction, and there's no guarantee that you'll get the next one. On top of all that, if you're a driver, you're responsible for your own vehicle, meaning if you get in an accident, you'll be on the hook for repairs and any medical bills. Many gig companies try to mitigate this risk by requiring drivers to buy insurance, but this insurance is rarely comprehensive. So despite the flexibility, low barrier to entry and autonomy that comes with working for yourself, gig work isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's hard work that comes with a lot of risk. All of this brings us back to that question. What's it like to be a gig worker? We sent our videographer Lily out to find out. She spent the day delivering food for Uber Eats and DoorDash and had a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. She downloaded the two apps and created profiles, which required her to include a photo, driving history, and vehicle information. After that, she was ready to start driving. Throughout the day, she got orders from different restaurants. Some were easy to find, and others were kind of hidden in weird office buildings. She tried to look for patterns in the types of orders she was getting, trying to figure out which restaurants were ordering the most. She also noticed that some orders had special instructions like leaving the food outside if no one was home, and she made sure to follow all of those instructions. She also got tipped well and got a few nice thank you notes from customers. But not every interaction went smoothly. One customer tried to argue with Lily about the cost of their meal, and another customer wasn't home when their food arrived, and it ended up getting cold. Overall, though, Lily had a positive experience and made around $150 in a few hours. She realized that being an Uber Eats driver can be a great way to make extra money, but it's not without its challenges. If you're thinking about becoming a gig worker yourself, Lily recommends doing your research and weighing the pros and cons carefully. It's not right for everyone. So what do you think? Is gig work a good thing or a bad thing? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, well, you can always hit the thumbs down button. Thanks for watching.